So let's begin. So yan, this is just a quick introduction about myself. I'm your instructor again, and here's my short background. So let's just skip on that part. So software to be used for this course. So we will be expecting to utilize this mga public siguro nga or yeah publicly available na mga softwares that we can use all throughout the SEM. So Google Meet is for our meeting platform, especially during our online classes. Google Classroom is for our materials now to be posted. Kaggle, the Kaggle will be your place for data repositories. No, you can acquire data here. Python and Colab, of course, Python will be our language that we will be using this semester, and also the Google Colab. And sometimes we will be using also Google Forms if ever I will be having an online quizzes, but that is ano pa, subject to change kasi meron naman tayong face-to-face na schedule. So, I think for the meantime, kasi naman yung laboratories natin is available naman for usage, yet walang applications doon na Python at saka Colab, no? It is not yet available for an internet access. So itong Colab kasi online to. So you can use this one online para no longer need to no longer need to what do you call this? You're no longer need to download or install ng mga different applications. Okay. Ayan. So, introduce ko lang yan one by one mamaya. So, but before that, let's have a introduction about what is information management. So, let me play the video. Just inform me if you can hear an audio, ha? If na ba siya yung audio?
Ages ago,
Na ba, class? Can you hear it?
Yes,
Yes.
ages ago, information used to equal knowledge. Information was scarce and therefore possible to handle. And people able to obtain the information used it as a competitive advantage. But times have changed and things have become more complex. Much more complex. Today, information comes in all shapes and sizes and is increasingly growing more and more unmanageable. Some companies choose to let their information run its own course, something that will eventually lead to death by data. Others stop up, think, and actively choose to start treating their information as a strategic asset. Let's have a look at how information can be turned into an advantage. Here's your typical production line today. Raw materials go in, products come out, and everything runs smoothly until something breaks. And spare parts take weeks to arrive. But here is how it would look if you proactively utilized your information. The data is now collected, analyzed, and used to keep you one step ahead all the time, to the mutual benefit of both your production and your finances. The same goes for your services, marketing, and sales. The customers buying your products are different and have individual needs and preferences. A systematic attention to their feedback would allow you to increase customer loyalty, satisfaction, and boost sales. You see, information management can help you create growth, manage risks, and develop new and innovative products. This is what we refer to as data-driven innovation. So, to sum up, successful information management is not about big IT investments. It's about finding small, focused information use cases where you can directly add business value. Clayton has created value in over 1,000 information management projects globally since 1999. Avoid death by data and start making data-driven innovation today. Visit us at www.clayton.net.
Okay, so as you seen in the animated video, no, that is just a quick overview for information management and how important it is to manage your data because as to days ano good kanang time, we can ensure that having a sufficient data will absolutely give you a lot of ways to decide for your either business, no, for a specific growth or a certain products that will be ano yun siya kana consumable or used by the majority. Kung if you are into business, so there are things that you have to consider also to grow your business. And machineries in today's operations absolutely incorporate mga data-driven technologies in order for this machine to operate, no, in the absence of kanang humans, no. Let's say for example kanang mga night times without kanang in the evening, so most of the workers will go home because of their jobs. Siguro mga hours nga ano lang nila, focus for their job. Pero naman po yung mga night shift ana nga mga jobs. Pero it would be so very tiring if ever there is someone to keep on, you know, kind of itong keep on monitoring, keep on checking the machines if they are working well. So why not to incorporate a technology that will check its productions, no? Kung makita nga if ever mag-low ang production sa isa ka machine or ma-delay ang production in a couple of seconds, that is already one thing to consider by the owner nga, okay, there is an information nga nag-delay o production ng isa ka machine. So, there should be a subject for inspection na dayon kay ganong na-delay sa production, mga ganon. So, those are few of the many things that we can absolutely use when we have um, a platform or a technology that can manage our information. So that leads also because as times goes by, di ba, nagkadaghan ang data, no? The more daghan of data, the more na to pwede siya i-introduce ato ang mga computer or especially if you are working with AI nga makatuon yun ang ato ang technology, no, nga ato ang i-develop because there are sufficient data for it to learn. Murag yun na siya bata nga kailangan ninyo bahubahugan og data para at least that particular technology can adapt and even can respond to the evolving needs. Kay kung wala siya sufficient nga data, then how would it be able to suggest, how would it be able to provide you with the reports that you needed? So ganun yung nangyari, no? And it is also if you notice nga mga late 20, 2000 siguro no na nagka-slow siguro 2000 man siguro or 2010 nag-start o boom ang technology such as or mga social media like Facebook. So for sure Facebook nowadays already collected pila na ka billion siguro no or trillions of data among its users. That's why the Facebook also will be able to know your interests kung unsay mo ang mga hilig. So murag mas nakabalo pa kung na-record ba ninyo mga data bitaw class sa Facebook. So for that case, for sure, if ato na siyang kalkalon ang inyo ang storage ano inyo ang mga posting, inyo ang mga searching, of course makita gyud na kung unsa mo klaseng ataw, no? What type of person you are, unsa imo ang mga hilig, unsa imong mga ginapangita, mga ganun. Kay the way we use the technology nowadays will actually leave us our digital footprint that will also represent of who we are. So mo nang kung namin mga pangitaon ng mga products online, let's say if you're trying to search for a backpack, then automatically the advertisement or in your newsfeed manggawas na kay mga backpack, no, or cellphones, mga laptop, depende kung unsa ang imo ang current nga ginapangita. So that's how ang technology evolved from having data. So ganun siya. It just simply started with a simple data storage such as databases, and now we have data warehousing and then other advanced technology that will be utilized. So as aligned for or in line with our course information management 2, of course we really wanted to utilize not just a text data but also an image data, no? So as what I've mentioned during our first meeting, you will try to create a a model or an output that would able to determine or classify whether itong image na finifeed natin sa ating coding environment, no, yung data na finifeed natin will get identified by our model. So doon natin i-check kung makabalo ba gyud og identify ang ato ang machine, no, or ang ato ang ginabuhat nga model. So in the next slide, it will also provide us an idea to deep learning, kasi we will be having deep learning as our focus in having information management. Kasi tapos na kayo sa database no? You already had enough database courses. So for sure, this new topics will also give you an idea or serve as an eye opener, no, para you will be engaged with advanced technologies available online. Kasi kulang lang sa inyo introduce about this topic, tapos right after learning this one, you can then be able to discover, no, mga approach or techniques di natin alam. Baka yun yung maging tool or gateway para ma-propose ninyo sa inyo ang capstone pohon. Well, let me play this video. Just inform me if ever no, kana nagapon siya audio or wala. Okay, let me troubleshoot if ever na yung problems. So this is a 5 minutes video presentation. It is also animated kasi mas maganda yung animated para we can also works with our creative minds, no? Para upon watching the video, you can also have visuals that will able to help you understand the topic, especially that this topic is medyo madugo gid siya, no, medyo critical gid siya, daghan kita dapat mabaw-an, but as I designed the course for this semester, I wanted to make it simple para di kaayo siya disturbing sa inyo ang mga minds, ang mga other algorithms. But if you wanted, pwede naman ako siya isingit. Let's just simply check if napatay available time. If ever wala na good, so let's just simply go with the simple implementation of deep learning. So medyo kuha na tani ka na diretso na, no, wala na kayo taning adto sa theoretical. So more on applications na lang dayon ni or kanang demonstration about the coding and the use of codes. So let's play this one. Ayan. Ayan. Can you hear it?
Product of deep learning. But
Can you hear it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So welcome to deep learning. You will actually learning deep.
Images based on their location. Ever wondered how Google translates an entire web page to a different language in a matter of seconds? Or your phone gallery groups images based on their location? All of this is a product of deep learning. But what exactly is deep learning? Deep learning is a subset of machine learning, which in turn is a subset of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a technique that enables a machine to mimic human behavior. Machine learning is a technique to achieve AI through algorithms trained with data. And finally, deep learning is a type of machine learning inspired by the structure of the human brain. In terms of deep learning, this structure is called an artificial neural network. Let's understand deep learning better and how it's different from machine learning. Say we create a machine that could differentiate between tomatoes and cherries. If done using machine learning, we'd have to tell the machine the features based on which the two can be differentiated. These features could be the size and the type of stem on them. With deep learning, on the other hand, the features are picked out by the neural network without human intervention. Of course, that kind of independence comes at the cost of having a much higher volume of data to train our machine. Now, let's dive into the working of neural networks. Here, we have 3 students. Each of them write down the digit 9 on a piece of paper. Notably, they don't all write it identically. The human brain can easily recognize the digits. But what if a computer had to recognize them? That's where deep learning comes in. Here's a neural network trained to identify handwritten digits. Each number is present as an image of 28 times 28 pixels. Now, that amounts to a total of 784 pixels. Neurons, the core entity of a neural network, is where the information processing takes place. Each of the 784 pixels is fed to a neuron in the first layer of our neural network. This forms the input layer. On the other end, we have the output layer, with each neuron representing a digit with the hidden layers existing between them. The information is transferred from one layer to another over connecting channels. Each of these has a value attached to it, and hence is called a weighted channel. All neurons have a unique number associated with it called bias. This bias is added to the weighted sum of inputs reaching the neuron, which is then applied to a function known as the activation function. The result of the activation function determines if the neuron gets activated. Every activated neuron passes on information to the following layers. This continues up till the second last layer. The one neuron activated in the output layer corresponds to the input digit. The weights and bias are continuously adjusted to produce a well-trained network. So, where is deep learning applied? In customer support. When most people converse with customer support agents, the conversation seems so real, they don't even realize that it's actually a bot on the other side. In medical care, neural networks detect cancer cells and analyze MRI images to give detailed results. Self-driving cars. What seemed like science fiction is now a reality. Apple, Tesla, and Nissan are only a few of the companies working on self-driving cars. So, deep learning has a vast scope, but it too faces some limitations. The first, as we discussed earlier, is data. While deep learning is the most efficient way to deal with unstructured data, a neural network requires a massive volume of data to train. Let's assume we always have access to the necessary amount of data. Processing this is not within the capability of every machine. And that brings us to our second limitation: computational power. Training a neural network requires graphical processing units, which have thousands of cores as compared to CPUs. And GPUs are, of course, more expensive. And finally, we come down to training time. Deep neural networks take hours or even months to train. The time increases with the amount of data and number of layers in the network. So, here's a short quiz for you. Arrange the following statements in order to describe. In the comment section, frameworks include TensorFlow, PyTorch, Keras, Deep Learning 4J, Caffe, and Microsoft Cognitive Toolkit. Considering the future predictions for deep learning and AI, we seem to have only scratched the surface. In fact, Horus Technology is working on a device for the blind that uses deep learning with computer vision to describe the world to the users. Replicating the human mind at the entirety may be not just an episode of science fiction for too long. The future is indeed full of surprises. And that is deep learning for you in short. If you enjoyed this video, do like and share it. Also, subscribe. What exactly is a product? Seconds. Phone Gallery Group product of deep learning. Location. Ever wondered how Google is a product of deep learning? But
So that is the entire overview also of deep learning. Gadget lang. Okay. So actually that is deep learning in a short and simple examples. But upon we will be continuing the topic, of course, I have to do introduction step by step for you not to get overwhelmed with the topic. Kasi medyo madugo talaga yung deep learning class no. Even I myself upon learning it, so medyo lagi struggling part, but once you already get introduced with the softwares, how you utilize your data, where you will get your data, so on and so forth, magiging madali na lang, no? Magiging madali na lang yan siya along the way. Knowing that you will be working within a groups. So, syaro dili mo maka-create og model nga maka-learn how to classify images based on the chosen data, no, kung depende kung unsa nga data inyo ang ipang classify sa tora ng pagasabutan in the future kung unsa nga mga data ang ato ang i-consider in having deep learning. And also in the video you notice there, or it was mentioned na the challenges also varies on the data, right? So one is the data. So we need to have sufficient data kasi nga how would a machine know that you are trying to make the machine learn about the apple if you only have two images? So kailangan pag mayroon kayong picture na apple na i-introduce sa machine or sa model, you have to have a sufficient data about it. Let's say katong apple nga hilaw pa siya, apple nga nadaot, apple nga naipahak, apple nga hinog, and different sizes of the apple, mga ganon. Kasi those are the things that we have to consider para kahit ano yung itsura ng apple na i-feed natin sa machine, still the model will be able to learn that this is an apple, no? If you are trying to compare also apple with cherries, of course medyo magkaiba yung size or shape ni apple or ni strawberry din, di ba? If we are trying to classify three different fruits, apple, strawberries, and cherries, so meron silang different sizes. And of course, meron din silang different structures or yung identification ng shapes nila, di ba? So ganyan siya. You have to provide multiple possibilities on how this image or this fruit looks like. Kailangan ganon para walang mintis. Okay, if ever ang imuarang i-introduce sa machine or sa model kay hinog nga apple, tapos nag-feed ka o color green nga apple, then the machine cannot learn nga maskin di ay green or maskin di ay maskin di ay kanang apple na day color green, that means hilaw or unsa ba, di man pud ingon tanan apple nga green kay hilaw, or depende kung unsa gyud ang iyong objective sa inyong project in the future. So ganun lang, no, data tapos yung computing power. So one thing that I've considered kung bakit mag-Google Colab tayo, it is because kung magamit mo sa inyong computer, no, di naman to discrimination ha sa mga may laptop. Kasi yung required na computing talaga na power is yung mga naka-GPU na, no? Mga naka-GPU na. So it can able to perform multiple tasks, no, or mga works within the same request of time. sa inyong computer. So mag-struggle yun mo og training o testing sa inyo ang model if ever dili na kaya sa inyo ang laptop. So we have Colab. Gladly we have Google Colab. So Google Colab looks like this. Saglit ha, pakita ko sa inyo yung Google Colab para you will have an idea. So, you can search Google Colab pala, no? Like Colab and research google.com. I hope you can see it. So, this is now the environment looks like. So, you can actually code. Ito, testing lang to eh. So, you can create your Python code here. No, if you wanted to add additional code, you can start having it here. No, then you can start or run that one per line, or you can run the code as a whole. So try ko nga check kung meron akong project dito last time para ito plant disease. Tingnan ko nga kung hindi nag-successful to. Kasi parang nag-run ako sa Anaconda, si Jupyter Notebook. Check ko nga. Parang hindi siya nag-execute. So, katulad nito class, no, if you can see it on the screen, ito yung mga plant diseases that we aim to classify. Katulad nito, no, it is about a tomato and potato na mga leaf diseases. So primarily, 'di ba, pag meron tayong mga crops, ganun, no, meron tayong pananim, one first thing that we will be able to notice na may sakit yung plants is yung leaf nila, 'di ba? So that's why there are certain studies using deep learning technology that will be able to classify or identify the different leaf diseases in order for the farmers to know if, or even non-farmers, no? Kasi sa farmers, mas madali na lang i-identify yan kasi they are working a lot on that. Pero for non-farmers, especially us, if we're planning to, to have a business and plant some tomato and potato, so at least we'll be able to identify kung ano yung need ng plants ninyo para we can at least, we can prevent the spread of the diseases, no? Kasi if hindi ito ma-prevent, then it is already potential loss, no? Sa plantation or sa farm. So ganun. These are just some of the many visualization that we will be using. So kasi explore ako yan dati eh. Tingnan nyo, yung date, 2022 pa yan, no? So check natin yung ibang notebook. Weather, I don't know if the weather recognition is working well on this column. Mabigat kasi yung weather classification eh. Ayan, hindi nga nag-feed yung data. Oh. So try lang natin to next time. I will try to fix first this model. Ito yung mga iba't ibang models na pwede natin i-explore. And let's try to identify if which model is the most learning model among the deep learning models that we introduce sa to ang training and testing or validation sets. Basta kay first yun na to mabawaan kay, or the first thing that we need to do is to look for a data na ato ang gamiton, no? So kailangan sige, I will be posting that one as your assignment. Kailangan maka-search yun mo, makakita mo data. Kaya kana nga data, muna na ito ang himuong practice for the entire semester para di na mo mag-go back from scratch. No? Di na mo mag-go back from scratch pagbuhat sa iyong project. Kung kasi yung sugdan karon, paingon na sa iyong project. Okay? So, by the way, if you have questions, feel free to ask questions. But don't worry about this one kasi meron naman tayo time for having the coding, no? Time for retrieving the data. You will be able to know how to retrieve the data from your sources. Saglit, ano pa nga ulit yung open? Online retail store. Lakatan versus Kasaba. Their experiment ako niyan. Check ko nga itong isang collab na weather. I remember meron talagang akong ano. Ayan. Ito. Ito class. I hope you can see it. Kita nyo naman class, no? Kita ba? Okay. So, don't get overwhelmed with the code kasi introduce natin yan kung ano yung kailangan ipang-import ninyo, paano nyo i-load yung datasets, tapos yung file pathing. I will be also introducing this one on how to read or to acquire your data in your local path or in your local directories, no? Tapos yung mga images, of course, we have to display the images. So, if you notice here, madami tayong labels, no? Madami tayong i-classify kasi these are weathers from the other countries, no? We have glaze, fog, smog, ayan. So, naka-randomize yan siya pag-load. And if you notice here, meron ting summary if how many labels as well as the number of data under that labels. So, itong rhyme almost umabot ng 1,200. So meron talaga siyang kakulangan sa data in terms of the other labels, no? Katulad ni rainbow, lightning, frost. So medyo kulang dito. But through deep learning, it will be able to at least identify the differences of these weathers, no? So tingnan natin yung training and testing na portion. Dito, we assign our testing and training and validation sets. Then we are using ReLU. So activation layer yan siya para upon receiving it from multiple neural nets, it will be passed through sa ating activation layer that will identify na ito, this is the weather or ito yung prediction ko based on the weather. So, tingnan natin yung mga results. Meron bang result? Parang wala atang result dito. Check ko nga ha. Hindi ata ito nag-continue eh. Loading lang siya until loading lang. So, check ko nga yung sa Anaconda. Ay, ito na lang class. After this, I will be dismissing you na dahil. Ito, yung nakita nyo, iba tong environment. Jupyter Notebook to siya. Pero the same lang din ng collab. So, don't be worry about the platform. So, ito, ganun lang din import. Tapos, load natin yung mga dataset, yung testing training natin. And actually, I am using Keras here. So, mayroon lang mga modification kasi available na to online eh. So, if you can notice, ito yung pixels, 28 by 28 columns. And we're trying to identify handwritten digits. Kasi yung mga tao, iba-iba yung stroke nila sa, di ba? Pagsulat ng numbers. So, how would a machine be able to know nga itong image na to is number 7 or itong handwritten na to is number 7, number 0, 1 or ganon. So ayan, display ko lang yan. Ito yung mga layers din sa ating model. Tapos ito yung summary ng entire model kung ilan yung layers na implemented. And of course, we need to train our models. We need to indicate how many epochs, how many revolution does our model repeat itself in training. No? Even machine can have their trainings. And meron din tayo ditong plot that will identify if it will actually match up with our training and testing set. So medyo magkakalapit, no? Yung identification even in our loss in accuracy. Tingnan nyo. So magkakalapit lang yan siya. So it almost the same curve. Ito yung confusion matrix. Explain ko na lang yan puhon kung ano yung confusion matrix at ano yung mga numbers aside from this naka-diagonal. Tapos yung mga ano no, yung mga parameters natin, tingnan nyo yung accuracy niya. 0.99. Pag almost 1 yun siya, that means almost perfect yung natin training. So itong number 1, nakuha niya yung higher accuracy among the digits kasi nag-flat 1 talaga siya, no? So that is a perfect score. 100% na pag meron kang i-feed na number 1 dyan, ma-identify ni machine or ni model. So 0.1 lang yung error niya, no? So katulad nito, meron tayong tines, random number, let's say index 50. So di natin alam kung ano yung nasa index 50 kasi collected yung lahat yung data. So it displays number 6 and the model will able to provide an output that it is number 6. 9, ayan, 9 yung prediction niya. 2, prediction niya din and 2. 4, prediction niya 4. So, dapat ganun yung magiging output natin, no? For the end of the semester na you will be able to come up with this one. And aside from that, meron tayong twist kasi let's try to experiment different optimizers and different models. Hindi lang yung isang model. I think, ano ba yung ginamit ko dito? Sequential to eh. Sequential pala to. Sequential model. So, tingnan natin yung ibang model, no? In the future. So, ayan. Those are just a glimpse of a possible project implementation in the future. Last na lang pala yung data para you will know where to gather your data as early as now. Hindi pala ako naka-login dito. Saglit ng class ha. Let me log in. Uy, nakikita nyo saglit. Saglit lang. Ayan. So, huwag kayong mag-alala because the data can be accessed in this repository. So, meron akong na dyan, profile na yan, no? So, check natin yung ibang part. O, ayan, mag-join na ako ng ibang competition dito. So, you can actually explore the Kaggle, no? Kaggle.com. You can explore the different, here, competitions. Meron ding data sets. Depende kung ano nga yung field na gusto mo i-work, no? Katulad nito, Philippine Medicinal Plant Leaf Disease or data set. Tapos ganun. Depende yan kung ano yung interest niyo, no? So let's say fruits data set. Meron na mga fruits dito. Ayan. So you can actually access this one. Check nyo na lang kung image ba yung data set or text-based. Kasi pwede naman text-based pero classification kasi tayo in computer vision sa deep learning, no? So yun na lang yung natin, focus. O, meron tomato or tomato. Ayan. Depende kung ano yung gusto nyo na i-classify. Let's say, dog and cat. Meron din yan. O, cat and dog. Ayan. So, sa Kaggle, ayan, short lang na introduction about these applications as well as the expected outcome. Kasi mahaba-haba pa yung panahon class na. We can still have time to work on your deep learning project for this course. Okay? Now, do you have anything to ask?